Hello and welcome back to Cast On, a knitting podcast where I talk about my finished objects, my whips, some yarn acquisitions and some other knitting stuff. My name is Ellie and this is episode number 12, I believe. I do sound a bit ill and I am very sorry about that. I got corona last week and I haven't fully recovered yet, so I still have a bit of a blocked nose and sore throat. So today I hope that my voice is still okay to listen to. I got myself a cup of chai this time, as usual, something to drink just to try and not lose my voice in this hour that I'm gonna chat with you. Yeah, episode number 12. Hello and welcome to all of the new people. So happy that you could join me again, and I think we can get straight into it. Before I will tell you what I'm wearing. So I am wearing my Frankie sweater, which I have finished in the last episode. I've now woven all of the ends in. I finished off the bottom, and I do have to say I wish I made it a tiny bit longer. I did add a few rows after all, but now that I'm actually wearing it, it's quite cropped. It's not a bad thing, and I haven't blocked it yet. I kept the high collar, and hopefully with blocking I can stretch it a little bit more so it's a bit longer. We'll see. I don't know what happens when I block the sweater, but yeah, Frankie sweater by Sandnesgarn, and made in Woolyknit, 100% British wool, and one strand of drops kid silk, if anyone's interested. Now that you know what I'm wearing, I'm all super cozy and nice, we can get started. Finished objects. I have one finished object, but it's not a garment, and I don't know if you can even count this as a finished object. It is this. It is my tote bag that I've been working on for a while now. Just a quick recap for all of the new people or people that can't remember what this is. This is supposed to be a tote bag made with just some scrap yarn that I have. This is supposedly wool. I want to felt it, that's why it's so humongous. Can't even fit it on the screen, maybe like this. With felting, I read that you have to expect it to shrink about 40%. So I did make it super big with the intention of the thought it would shrink to about this size. Width-wise, that's about half. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I have finished it. To be honest, I just couldn't be bothered anymore. It is absolutely huge. It is so big. It's probably way too wide and not high enough. It also rolls up. So I thought I would already have this felted by the time I record this episode, but I don't, because I completely forgot about it after I finished it. So I need to look up a few things about felting first, I think, because I want to machine wash this to felt it. I don't want to do this by hand because it's so big. I am just worried that if I just throw it in the machine, I want it to, like, I want the fabric obviously to felt, but I'm worried that it will felt together, so I won't be able to open it anymore because it's just like a loose, it's a bit like a pillowcase, I guess. Actually, I could actually make this in a pillowcase. Never mind, not the subject here. I am worried it's gonna felt together and I won't be able to open it because I want it to be a tote bag. So I need to look up if that is a possibility. And the other thing is that I wish I made some thing at the bottom. You can see this line here. It's where I picked up the stitches and I just picked them up way too tightly. I don't have that on the other end, so it's just like one line and then nothing, because now it won't actually like stand. I don't really know where the like base is before it starts to go up the wall. Obviously I do know it from the side here because of the length of the rectangle that I made, but if I just see this, I wouldn't know. There's just nothing here. So I don't know what's gonna happen. To be honest, I don't really care about this either. You will know that by now after I talked about it so many times. It is scrap yarn. It's just an experiment to see what happens, what I could use this yarn for, to just get it out of my stash. But I have finished it, at least the knitting part. For the top, I do think I want to fold it inwards, maybe even sew it down. I don't know what the felted edge will look like, so I have a clean edge and not just a really floppy edge here. And then I will put some straps on. I have some fabric. Oh, sorry about that, don't know what that was. And then I'll just sew it on if it's gonna look like a bag. If not, then I basically wasted my time, but that's okay. So that is the first and only object. Yarn wise, I've not finished the whole, oh dear, got my stitch mark, oops, my stitch markers. I still have this much left. I have more of this yarn. I have about three more of this one, and then I got 1 or 2 green and 1 or 2 blue ones, so I do still have quite a lot. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I might just give it away. I don't know. We'll see how well this tote bag will turn out. So that was my first and only object that I can show you that's finished. So I think we can go over some whips, and I've been in a very weird mood lately. Like I said last week, I got COVID and I was just flat out basically for the whole week. It was not a pleasant experience. I am fine and pretty much back to normal now, apart from obviously my nose. But I just couldn't do anything. I've heard a lot about people say they have so much time and they just use it, you know, through, well, they use it as knitting time, but I just could not do anything apart from lie there in bed, and even lying in bed was a challenge for me because I was in so much pain. So I just really couldn't do anything, and it's a bit sad because it is wasted time of the very limited time that I do have at the moment. But it is what it is. I've cast this one on last time. This is my Cargill Sweater by the lovely Rebecca from the Career Beer podcast. This is what it looks like. The cord is getting a bit too small now, so it's a bit scrunched up. I still have not got the neckline. I wanted to make the neckline before, because I'm almost done with these 2 cakes. Before I start the new ones, I want to do the neckline and then go back, so it actually looks like a sweater. So this is what it looks like. This is the front right here, and the yarn I'm using is 1 strand of kit silk mohair by Drops in this really dark purple, and then this lavender colour in Sunday by Sandnesgarn. Both of them together give me this fabric. It's really lovely. It's very fluffy and squishy and nice. Last time I had a bit of a I don't know, I was unsure about the colour and if I like it, but I think it's growing on me, so I will keep it up. The stitch pattern is a dip stitch. This is the first time. could be lying here, that I am doing a textured knit and not just plain stockinette. It's a 4-row repeat, and also I haven't gauge swatched, so I don't know if I'm on gauge or not, or what's the deal with this. I have for the yoke I still got a bit more to go, that's why I got so many stitch markers hanging about. But everyone was going crazy and I really like the design. I think the pattern is also very well written. I had a bit of a problem at the beginning when I started, but I knew from other people that this was the hardest part, and then it would just be the same over and over again. And people love this stitch pattern, and I really don't know why. It might be really bad that I'm saying this, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would be. This is very much a process for me. Process? I think so. I just want the end product, let's put it that way. I don't really enjoy a lot knitting on it because of the dip stitch, which is quite funny because the dip is actually the part that I don't enjoy at all, which is the essential part of this stitch. But yeah, it's been going really slowly. I'm not super happy with it. Last time I also said it is like the stitch after the dip is a bit stretched out. That hasn't changed. I watched a few more videos of people using this stitch and seeing with what needle they pull up the yarn from, like, as the dip, and almost everyone is using the right needle. It is quicker for me, but at the same time it stretches out the stitch after a lot. So I don't really know. I guess I just have to, you know, stick with it. It's going very slowly. I keep forgetting when I'm supposed to increase. Probably should have written that down somewhere in the pattern. But yeah, it is her first pattern, and like I said, the writing style is very easy to read and I do know what I'm supposed to do. I just think I was more, how should I say, I think the hype about it and around it was a lot bigger than what I'm actually envisioned that it would be like. So this is not going to be a quick knit. I mean, I've started this last time, and I mean, I know I did not knit on basically anything for over a week, so I have not got a lot of progress. It is quite fun to take this with me on the underground for my commute to university, but I'm not super fast. It's not something that I gravitate towards, let's put it that way. It's not something I gravitate towards at the end of the day, because I just want something quick and simple, and something also where I know that I get a lot of progress done in a relatively short amount of time, and this is sadly not it for me. But I'm gonna stick with it. I still want the sweater. I still really like the colours and everything and how it looks, and yeah, let's see how it goes. But this will take me a while. Let's put this back in here. I got this in my lovely tote bag I bought when I was in Leeds a month ago. It's the Corn Exchange. I love this bag. And now it's currently housing this whip. Whip number 1. Knit whip number 2 is also something you've seen quite a few times now, and probably you will see probably many more, because I'm still very far from being done. But I have some news with this one. So this is the sweater Dreams of Aran. Got the needle. This is what it looks like. I'm making this for my boyfriend. It is by Drops Garnstudio. It is a free pattern, and I am making the smallest size that there is. I'm using the recommended yarn, which is Drops Karisma. Here it's 100% wool in this lovely light grey, colour number 44, and this is the body. I'm working on the body. I've now split for the sleeves, which is quite exciting, I think. Let's try and sort this out. So you work it from the bottom up, and you start, well, I started with the body, and then you split for the underarms, and then you knit the front and the back separately, and then you knit the sleeves, and then you combine it all together. That's basically a very short and concise way to explain the construction. And here is the split. You have this moss stitch right here, and I don't think this is the back. I think it doesn't really matter because the front and the back are basically identical, I believe, apart from the neck. But this is the back. I'm working just, well, back and forth now, which is actually super easy and super quick, which I did not think, because I don't like working flat at all, especially because of the purling. But this is actually so fast, which has been really enjoyable to knit on. Before it was more like, oh, one round takes me forever to go, you know, the whole circumference, but now this is actually quite fast. So I have made a mistake, and I don't know how. I was so careful, and it is this. It is right here. What I'm supposed to do, I don't have this on the other side. You see, it's all nice and clean, and then you go to this side and it's not nice and clean. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to decrease every row 2 stitches on both sides. As soon as you split for, well, you cast off the underarms, and then you knit the front and back separately. And I did do it on this side. This was my beginning here, and it was fine. And then with the last decrease, I realized I only have 3 stitches left of this moss section here, but I had way more on this side, so I must have forgot to decrease on one side. I don't know how this happened. I really can't explain it, but basically what I had to do, instead of a really nice decrease that you would see here, I just have a very steep one. So I have it how it's supposed to be, then it's super steep because I basically have this shape here, because I had to decrease like 4 stitches or 5 all at once, and then I have it normally again. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I said, my brain is still a bit fuzzy from last week, but this is what happened. This is what I did. I just decreased everything at once. Probably should not have done that, but I needed it to be the same for both sides. I did not bother unraveling because of the cable. And you have a lot of cables, and that would have been a nightmare to rip back like 4 or 5 rows. So I was like, no, whatever, it's just gonna have this really strange straight bit here instead of a nice curve, and he's just gonna have to live with it. I don't know if that's actually gonna, if you're gonna see this in the end. I don't think so. I can't imagine why you would see it, because there are constructions where to make a round scoop, you do it in like segments to have a bit like a step construction. I guess that's just the same. I don't know if I'm wrong with this, but it looks quite strange. But I chose to ignore it, and that's what it is. Apart from that, I don't really have anything else to report. Like I said, I did knit up quite a bit. I enjoy this way more because of the cables, because you have just half the section to do instead of everything. And honeycomb is not my favourite to knit. I got a lot faster now, or I am a lot faster now knitting the honeycomb, because that is what slowed me down before. That's why it took me so long to knit like one repeat. But it's fine now, and I actually really enjoy it. Like I said, normally not a fan of back and forth, but this is quite fun. So I'm gonna try and knit the back as fast as possible to then go to the front. And I need to check how much yarn I still have. I had a look at, because I actually bought some yarn, I'm a bit worried I won't be able to get the colour that I need. We'll see. I think I will also start with one sleeve, at least the ribbing, because that's something that I could just take with me, and because you do have a bit of a different cable pattern on the sleeve. But I think I'm going to start with one of them at least, see how that goes, see how much I need for one sleeve, to then estimate how much I need for the rest to finish it. I still hope I will have enough. I don't know, I forgot how many balls I have left, but whatever, that's a problem for future me. And yeah, the plan still is to get this finished by Christmas. Don't know if that's gonna happen. I am super stressed with uni. I have barely got any time, especially because I need to write my bachelor thesis, which I haven't touched in like 2 months. But we'll see how much I can get done. I have this one in this beautiful tote bag. It says just here for biscuits, like this. I love it. And that is whip number 2. So whip number 3 is actually something new, because what is this mess in here? Anyway, I have mostly, well, I have one cable knit and I have one structured stitch. So I really craved something just plain stockinette, something where I don't have to think about, because again of last week, and I cast on something new, and I thought I would have the yoke done by now, but I haven't, because I've not been feeling very knitty over the last couple of days. So this is a new cast on. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. It looks like this. Oh, the colour looks so good. It's actually a lot less red. Maybe we can get a bit. No, it's a lot less red. It's more of a like a burgundy colour. It is this yarn right here, and this is going to be the, I forgot the name. Is it the Novice Sweater by Petite Knit or Sunday? Oh, I think it was Sunday. I'll pop a picture in here, just as always, with the name and everything. You can also go down to the description if you're interested. But this is going to be that sweater. It is a very, very popular design, and it is supposed to be quite a chunky weight that you're supposed to use. But I have had this yarn right here for so long, and I really want to use it and kind of get rid of it. This is Drops Alpaca, brushed alpaca silk in colour 23. I have had this for almost a year now. I got this for Christmas last year. I have so many of these. I must have like 12 or 14 donuts of this. Also, it is, I never trust Drops label, because I feel like the gauge is never accurate that they give you, and the yarn category they put the yarn in. Just trying to find the meterage. 140 meters is one of these, and I think you get 50 grams, or is it 25? Tell me. 25, there it is. 25 grams, you get 140 meters in one of these, and I got a lot, so I have a lot of meterage for this one. I'm holding a double because you work on a 7mm needle size, and it is quite holy because it is basically, it's like thicker than mohair, but you still don't have, you have a lot of fluff surrounding it, you don't have a lot of like yarn itself, so it is quite see-through, but I hope that it's just gonna be as warm as if there weren't any holes. So far I think it looks quite good if I have it like this. I just really wanted something fluffy, something that I could just throw on, and something plain to knit on as well. This I think I did the second set of increases now, something like this, or the third, I don't know. It's looking good. Super happy about this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. I do like the colour. I do like red a lot. I don't really wear it a lot, but I do like it. And when I bought the yarn, I was gonna pair it with my Drops Lima that I have, which is here actually, in one of those bags that again I haven't touched. This one here, I bought these two together actually so I could hold them together, but then it was just way too dense, the fabric it created, and my favorite needle size is 4mm, and I mean even with 7 I thought it was gonna be super quick and stuff, and that's why I chose this pattern, because I just wanted a quick knit and something that's gonna work up super fast. But I just didn't like it the way it looked with this one, because these two are actually very different. Maybe the camera doesn't pick it up as well, like the difference as well, but in real life this is a lot more pink and this is a lot darker in red, almost grey, because it doesn't have any like shine or anything. So I was supposed to pair them together, and then I decided against it because I was designing my own sweater, which is in this bag. Let's not talk about it. I will just put it back where I got it from. So yeah, quite happy about this one. I hope that next time I will have at least the yoke finished, so I can work on the body, because I just really crave something simple, something easy. And I've actually let's put this back. I actually don't have as many whips as I thought I had, which is surprising, because this was my last whip. I've been in a strange mood, like I said before. I really want to just cast on everything at once. I thought I had at least 4 or 5 whips, but apparently not, which means I can cast on more. I wanted to cast on some socks, but I'm scared of socks, so I've not touched it. I also wound up quite a lot of my yarn. have it here actually. There have been so many great designs that came out over the past few weeks. The Pippin sweater by Sophie, the Knit Purl girl, is finally out. I can't wait to start with this one because I've been eyeing this pattern for so long now, ever since she announced it, which was in like April or something, or May. It was a really long time ago, and it's finally out. I have the pattern and I want to make it, but at the same time I'm a bit overwhelmed with the other things that I have, so we'll see about it because I just really want something plain. So speaking of plain things, I wound up a lot of my yarn, as you can see here. Or actually, almost everything apart from this one is Woolyknit. If you're not familiar with the collaboration, Knitting Traditions, Inga, she is doing a collaboration with Woolyknit, and it's been going on for a while now, I think for a month now, and it finishes on the 1st of December, and you can just use the hashtag something like WKXTK. You can go to her channel and find all you can go to her channel and find out about it there. Gosh, English is hard. Anyway, so I wound up quite a lot of my Woolyknit cone and hanks. Yeah, that was not English either. I'm really sorry today. Because I want to make stuff, because I really want to participate. I've already have my first entry with this sweater in the hashtag that's going on, but I really wanted to make another piece, and I have a few options. So I have this gorgeous yarn. I bought this in March with the collaboration they did with Rebecca, again from the Caribbean podcast. I bought this blue yarn and this off-white yarn and this black one here. I've used up almost all of my black one now, and for this blue one, for the longest time I didn't know what to do with it. I actually bought lots of mohair with it in hopes that I can pair it together, because this is a very light fingering weight yarn and you kind of need to either hold it double or pair it with something because it's quite thin. So my thought process is that with this I could finally make a ranunculus. I will just hold it double, and I think that will be okay. I've seen a lot of people use this yarn just holding it double and using like 6mm needles, which is the recommended needle size. I started a ranunculus I think 2 or 3 times now, and then every time I had to rip it out because the neckline was just way too tight, or I used the wrong needle size because I don't want it to be super see-through and super big. So I would need to go down a needle size because I don't want to use chunkier yarn. So that is the first thing that I could make with this one. And then there is this other designer, and sadly I forgot what she's called. The Petite knitter, I think it's her. She got this beautiful design, and I finally know this is the yarn, again Woolyknit. 100% British wool. This was supposed to be on a cone, but because I bought it when I was in England a month ago, I brought it with me in hanks, and now I caked it up, almost everything. And she's got this beautiful sweater, and it's in a brown colour paired with white. It is a really, really gorgeous design. It's got like snowflakes on it, and it's a round yoke. So that is the plan for this yarn. I really want to cast that one on as well, but I don't know. Let me know what you think, what I should do, because let's put this up here. because I'm a bit lost, because I want to make more things, but at the same time I don't have the time to knit, and I don't feel like knitting either. This is a very strange episode, but I guess I've been feeling a bit strange lately. So yeah, let's see what cast-ons I can have for next time. I don't think I'll be able to finish anything because of time, but I just have so much yarn, and I have so many ideas what I want to make with this yarn that I'm very overwhelmed with the quantity and the amount of ideas that I have, because I only have 2 hands and so much time in a day that I just can't do everything, which is sad, but it is what it is. Anyway, enough about my rambling. Let's talk about yarn acquisitions. Like I just said, I'm trying not to buy any yarn at the moment because I'm just not feeling it. I'm a bit I'm happy with the yarn that I have, basically, because I want to make the things that I bought the yarn for, and want to keep off buying more yarn for now. But this time, this parcel arrived today, this morning. We can open it together. This time I did have to buy yarn, and yeah. There we go. Because I am sorry, now I have the box open. This time I bought yarn. It came today, this morning, which I was really lucky, because I really wanted to show you the yarn, because I promised it last time. This yarn is for a gift knit. I am making a vest for a friend of mine in England, and I finally decided on a pattern, and I will make the Terrazzo Slipover, I think it's called, by Petite knits. The reason why I chose this pattern was because I'm not going to make it as the pattern recommends it, like 100%, but I saw very like so many great versions and I really liked it, so that's why I went with it. I will not make the high collar, I will not make a folded collar, I'll just make a crew neck and then like a double folded collar basically, and I'll make it a bit cropped, and yeah, not a split hem essentially, because in the original version you do have a split hem. And the reason why I chose this pattern, or why I thought this would fit just so well, because it was exactly what I was looking for. I really wanted a vest that would not hang over the shoulder or be just even a tiny bit too long, that is gonna look so strange in my opinion when you like lift your arm, because you have the overhang. If it's, for example, up to here, when you lift your arm you have this all the way down, and when you close your arm you're gonna have like a pucker in here, and I really did not want that. I don't like the look of that, and I don't want this for my friend, so I went with the Terrazzo Slipover. Thank you everyone who recommended some patterns to me, and this is the yarn for it. Ta-da! So this is Drops Karisma. I have to say I really fell in love with this yarn. I think it is so budget friendly, and it is just a really great yarn to work with. It's 100% wool, it is super wash, but you have so many different colours with this, and it is a DK weight, which I think we all love. So this is colour number 55, can't talk. It is a darker grey browny yarn. It's actually a lot darker than what I thought it would be and what would have liked, but I went with this, and I actually have some mohair. This is Dropskit Silk, as per usual, color 20. This is called something like beige, and I thought that these would go well together. I have only bought one of these in this order because I bought 3 a few months ago when there was a deal on mohair. So I actually have this in stash, which is great because that means I can also use stash yarn and I don't have to buy new things all the time. So this is supposed to be the same color. I think it is. I'm not worried about dye lots because it's not going to be super, like, no one's going to notice, right? So I will hold these together because in the sweater you're supposed to have like a 20 or 17 stitch gauge, and I think I will achieve it with that because this is DK weight and the fingering weight together, and I think it's going to be fine. I bought, I think, 8 of these, which should be plenty because I will make it cropped and it won't have a high collar and it won't be as long as her version, so it should be fine. And then the last thing that I bought are some stitch markers. I've wanted some of these for a while now. Oh, they look so cute. These are just regular, what are these? They have like a, what's this shape called? I don't know, I can't talk today. They're just regular stitch markers, to put it that way. They're a bit like paper clips. There we go. So I bought some of these in black and in white, so I can hang them on, like, in my project bags and take some more with me, even though I don't need them, but I feel like you can never have too many stitch markers. That goes right here. Yes! So that was the yarn. Like I said, I'll probably not have any more yarn to show you in the near future. I'm not making any promises, but we'll see. I'm not on a ban or anything, but I'm just really happy with what I have right now, and I really want to use the things because I want to get excited about the craft again. I think I lost that a little bit over the past few weeks because I was just so stressed with uni, and then I got sick, and then I didn't want to do anything. I think I lost a bit of my drive, so I don't want to, like, I want to use the stuff that I have for a little while and see what beautiful things I can make, because we all love a good stash busting. And yeah, apart from that, I'm sick a bit still. It's not fun, it's not great. I hope I will get back to normal. I have exams coming up. I have one next week and then another one in 2 weeks, something like this. So it is going very slowly, but surely going to the end of the semester, the end of my study, hopefully. I am quite stressed with everything else because of the things that I can't forget about. I have a lot of homework to do, a lot of things to hand in. My bachelor thesis is really stressing me out now because I have to hand that one in about 2 months, and with all of the courses that I have, that's not a lot of time. What else? I have to do accounting again. I really hate accounting. So I hope that that one will be fine as well. Spanish is as bad as usual. Really need to practice. I just haven't found the motivation to sit down and have a look at the tenses and really practice and revise, which is also not good because I have my end exam in a month and I can't speak Spanish. But we'll see. I hope it will all be fine. At the end, I hope you are all well. Hope you are not sick. I know quite a lot of people are at the moment, but just know that you will get better and it will be fine again. So yeah, I don't think I have any more things to report on. I always think, oh, I should mention that in my next podcast episode, and then I forget about it because I don't write things down. So I'm sure there are one or two things that I forgot about to mention, but that is fine. Thank you so much for being here with me, for listening to me ramble on and on about just pointless things. I hope I will be back to normal the next time. Well, I'm sure I will be, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend, rest of the week, and happy knitting. Lots of knitting time for you as well, and let's just enjoy the last few days or weeks of autumn that we have left, because Christmas is coming and Christmas content will be here very soon as well. So yeah, like and subscribe if you liked this video. Don't forget to head over to Instagram and follow me there. It would make me really happy, because then that means I can chat with you guys. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!